Ladies and gents, excuse the attire. We're back in the car today, but I'm out for a drive. I'm actually going to the gym, and I drove past a shop that was opened up recently. It was a hairdressing salon, and I can still remember driving by that a couple of months ago, and I could see the celebrations. They were having their opening day, and they were getting set up and setting up their social media. It's a big push, and I just drove by it there now, and I noticed that it's closed. It's shut down, and that was maybe 6 months ago. So they say most businesses don't last bloody 5 years. There's a lot of businesses that don't even last a year. Why is that? Well, it's down to a lack of understanding of the basics of business, because so many people have great ideas, fantastic ideas, even, maybe fantastic business ideas or business models, and they see other people in that sector or with similar businesses that are successful, but they don't understand the basics. They don't understand costs. They're not salespeople. In this circumstance, and look, I know nothing about this business. Maybe the person who was running it died. I don't know, but just got me thinking. They probably got into business thinking, I'm a really good hairdresser, I'm a fantastic hairdresser, I'm going to set up a hairdressing business, I'm going to hire hairdressers in, yada yada yada, set up social media and all that jazz, not realising the costs that were involved. Like, even setting up, I recently set up a business. Now it's online based, and before I set it up I tested the market, but my whole principle with setting up a business is find a need in the market, find a problem that you can solve, get proof of concept. Are people willing to pay you to solve that problem? And that's exactly what I've done with the latest startup, which so far, it's only about a month old. We have, maybe I'll do a video on the exact revenue numbers, but like we've got a good few clients on board already, and I could be signing up 5 clients a week, but I'm pushing it to sign up just 1 a week because I'm building the team. I'm not working in the business. I don't provide any of the service. I'm building a team, and I'm building systems. Applying what I teach inside of the Delegation Bootcamp, which is my coaching program, where I show business owners how to put systems in place and how to build a systems-dependent business as opposed to a people-dependent business or an owner-dependent business. Essentially how to build an owner-independent business. The phone's doing a bit of bouncing. I'm on a back country road here out for a little bit of a spin. I'm taking the scenic route to the gym today, just to blow off some steam. I like to get out for a drive, just clear the head, play some tunes. Anyhow, not to get too far off track, find a problem in the market, get proof of contest, proof of Jesus, I'm after completely losing my trail of thought. Proof of concept, sorry. Make sure that is a real problem, not just a problem that you perceive to be true, but it is an actual problem that people have. And make sure that your pricing is right, that whether you're charging for haircuts or professional services or building houses, whatever it might be, make sure that when you're pricing the jobs or pricing your services, that there's enough margin to cover your overheads, staff, subscriptions to different softwares and systems. In that case of that store that I seen, they're going to have rent, they're going to have rates, they'll probably have to, if they're playing music on the radio, pay IMRO for music royalties. There's a whole lot of shit that goes into it. You're going to have to look at what are your costs on your POS software. Are you using Stripe to process payments? What is that? Is it 1.6% or 0.6%? I can't remember exactly what it is. You're going to have costs of PayPal and Stripe, POS and all that sort of jazz. Tools, hairdressers going to need scissors, hair dryers, so on and so forth. So making sure that your costs are covered, make sure you've got a plan. Now, you don't need to be a genius to do this sort of stuff. I'm not an accountant. I'm not qualified in any regard, but I'm tuned in when it comes to setting up businesses, building profitable businesses, putting systems in place, and putting teams in place. But it's sad to see all of these businesses, because that was somebody with a dream, that their dream's gone down the Swanee now. They're probably after putting a lot of their life savings into it, and that's another massive risk if you're starting up a business. Don't go off the back of that, I have 100 grand or I have 20 grand or whatever it is in savings, and I'm going to put that into building this business. The next thing, the whole thing falls apart and you're left with nothing. That's very sad. That's a very sad situation to see, but we see it a lot. And then to touch on that point as well, when running your business, keep your business and your personal stuff separate. I will always say set up a limited company. The way I do it, I have a corporate structure where I have a parent company, and then I have multiple subsidiary companies, which are all limited companies underneath that parent company. So they're all protected individually and they're separate entities to me. My parent company owns all of the companies. I get a salary from each of the companies. I'm a shareholder in the main company, and the parent company is a shareholder. It owns the shares in the subsidiaries, whether they're businesses that I've started up from scratch, startups, or businesses that I acquire through Cool Sound Capital. If you have a business and you want to retire and you want to sell, you want to exit for whatever reason, and you don't have a succession plan, contact me, reach out if you do want to sell your business. If you are a business owner who, whether it's a startup or you're running a business for the past 10, 20 years, but it's completely owner dependent, meaning that you've created a job for yourself, you might have a team in place, they require micromanagement, you lack structure, you lack systems, and you want to be able to step back from the operations and either just execute on what we call either an operational exit, where you can step back and you've got a systems dependent business, good team, good structure, or an ownership exit. You want to maximize the sale value of your business, you want to sell your business, reach out. I can help you with all of those things. But it is so sad to see, and I see it all the time, so many businesses don't even reach the 5-year mark. Some don't even reach the bloody 1-year mark, and you see people, their savings are gone, their soul destroyed. They probably are really good at what they do, and that's the common theme. People who are highly skilled at something, I always refer back to, like, say, the tradesman, the carpenter, or even the digital marketer, for example. They're really skilled at providing the service, and instead of working for somebody else, they say, you know what, to hell with this, I'm going out on my own, I'm going to set up my own business, be my own boss, and make a ton of money. And they put their life savings, put a huge amount of time into it, but they don't understand the principles of building a profitable business, of pricing your services, what goes into it, marketing, sales, converting the leads that you generate into customers, and automating that process of driving in new potential customers, new inquiries, new leads, converting those leads into customers, and then serving those customers. And another rule is that if you are relying on paid advertising to generate new customers, which you absolutely should, I build all my businesses through paid advertising because it automates the process of finding the exact customers that I want for my companies. You should automate that process of generating those leads and converting those leads into paying customers. But the point I'm coming to here is that over time, it's a fact that the cost per acquisition when running paid ads, the cost, how much it costs you to find and bring in a new customer, is going to get more and more expensive over time. So as the months and years go on, your cost per lead, your cost per customer is going to go up. How do we solve that? Well, in the early days, you're going to put a lot of your focus onto client acquisition or customer acquisition, regardless of what industry you're in. But once you have a customer base, you've got cash flow, invest into your operations, your systems, your team, and your delivery to retain those customers, increase the lifetime value of those customers of your business, keep them coming back for more. So the most recent start, I have a couple of businesses. One's the first real one that was successful is an advertising agency I set up back in 2018, still runs today. I have a fantastic team in place. There's a team of about 12 people running that now, and it's a recurring based revenue model. So we do everything from building websites to Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, SEO, all that type of jazz. So for the most part, I'd say 80% of it is recurring revenue. Customers pay each month, automatic payments come in through Stripe, Intro, all that jazz. But we do also have once-off things like website builds, for example. But let's say you're building houses or building kitchens or whatever it might be a property maintenance company, it might be a hairdresser. It's not necessarily that you're signing people up on automatic recurring revenue, but you want to make sure the customer experience is enjoyable, that your customers are getting value, they're treated well, so the staff that you have in place are treating your customers well, you've got good systems to track all of this, to keep them coming back. So you want to maximize the lifetime value of all of your customers while trying to reduce the cost per acquisition of a customer, because the reality is it costs you nothing to sell to an existing customer. You've already brought them in, they're already within your ecosystem, and you should have a CRM in place to track all of your customer information and all of your customer interactions and purchases. But it costs you nothing then to sell to that customer again, whereas if you have to replace that customer every month or every year, that could cost you thousands. And so that's you want to maximize the lifetime value and minimize the cost per acquisition. And my advice on that is to invest into the delivery, the customer experience, the service, the value that you're providing. And that comes down to the systems that you implement and the team that you have looking after your people. When you're hiring people, hire for the soul and train for the role. Oftentimes you don't have to hire in the most experienced or qualified person. If you hire in someone with a really good attitude, someone with the ability to take initiative, can hold themselves accountable, it will be a lot better than hiring in someone that's majorly qualified in something. Now it depends, if you need to hire in a heart surgeon or something like that, they have to be qualified, but often cases, if you have really strong systems in place, you can hire in C players who will produce an A player grade result. As well as that, make sure that you're reducing key person risk. What do I mean by that? Well, that all goes back to building a business that's systems dependent and not people dependent. If you have a business and all of your staff just know what to do because it's in their head but nothing's documented, you don't have role profiles or job descriptions or KPIs or SOPs or any of that stuff, which a lot of small business owners neglect because they have all these kinds of excuses that they're not tech savvy and yada yada yada. That's just an excuse. Sit down, learn how to do this stuff. You only have to systemize a business once. If you have all of this stuff in place, it means that if one of your staff members leaves or drops dead, it's easy to replace them. And what they were doing, that role that they were responsible for, is not dependent on what's in their head. Somebody new can come in and they instantly have access. They know exactly what to do. They know all the answers to all the questions. They know all the procedures, the processes on what to do. They know their KPIs to hit each week and each month and each year. And it just means that your business is bulletproof. Okay, so yeah, it's sad to see, but it happens all the time. Small business owners, entrepreneurs, probably really great people with really great ideas, but they just lack some specific knowledge on how to build a business. And it's heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking because look, it's hard. This stuff is hard, and the better equipped you are with the right knowledge, the right resources, the right support, you're going to be able to, I suppose, fast track your growth in business, avoid a lot of mistakes, and build a really strong business that, you know, you're actually building a machine that runs independently of you and employs other people rather than just creating a job for yourself. So if this sounds like you and you've built a business but it's more of a job, completely lacks structures, the team you have in place, if you have a team, are micromanaged, they need to be babysat, and you need some help with all of this, make sure to reach out. Have a good day, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.